Things could go south any time, and you have to be prepared for that, right? Well, as I keep on mentioning, surviving the initial impact is one thing. Surviving the ensuing days is another. In this scenario, it's crucial for you to be discreet. You don't want others to know where your shelter is, who's with you, or the kind of supplies that you have. Of course, this also means that you should always be on the radar and never attract anyone's attention. So if you have a gun with you, and I recommend that you should have one, the last thing that you would want from it is a loud bang. What's up, fellow preppers? I'm Ted from Ant Prepper, and in this episode, allow me to give you a rundown of the most quiet guns you can use for SHTFs. These are the guns that are naturally quiet, even without attaching a suppressor on them. But hey, if you can attach a suppressor to them, then I suggest you do so. It's better safe than sorry, after all. Before I begin, I humbly ask each of you to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Those little clicks will help me create more videos helpful to preppers and those who simply want to survive this crazy world. Now let's get started. Ruger 1022. Technically speaking, I can vouch for any firearms chambered in .22 long rifle here. Because of its smaller size, the .22 long rifle can operate more quietly than other larger calibers. Now, I've picked the Ruger 1022 because of the most reliable semi-auto rifle you can use for a number of applications. For survival and prepping, the gun is definitely on the top. While it's true that the Ruger 1022 is an affordable option, its quality is never cheap. Throughout the years I've been using this gun, I can attest to its reliability and rock-solid construction. Even an old model of Ruger 1022 doesn't jam at all, especially if you maintain and clean it properly. Moreover, I chose the Ruger 1022 given that it can run smoothly even under less than ideal settings. It doesn't also lag in terms of accuracy. It has a hammer-forged barrel and a sight system where you can opt for either its iron sights or scope. With a scope, it can confidently hit targets at 100 yards. Past 100 yards, you might need better optics and match-grade ammo, but it will still be challenging. Nonetheless, it's still possible. Meanwhile, the trick to make the Ruger 1022 as noiseless as possible is to use a suppressor and pair it with subsonic ammo. For the ammo, I suggest something like the CCI Standard Velocity or Aguila Subsonic Solid Point. CZ457 Long-Range Precision. The CZ457 is a lineup of rimfire rifles, and they are just relatively new in the market. These rifles were introduced in 2019, and one of the latest models of the series is the LRP or Long-Range Precision Mode. The gun uses the 20-inch barrel of the CZ457 MTR and complements it with an upgraded stock that is suitable for multiple shooting positions. In particular, the button-rifled barrel of the CZ457 is button-rifled and comes with a 1.16 rifling twist rate. It's further enhanced by pairing it with a match-grade chamber. The setup guarantees a precise and tight fit of the cartridge in the chamber of the rifle, which in turn guarantees its superior accuracy at long distances. Depending on the ammo you use, it can maintain an average of 5 shot groups of 1 inch at 100 yards. It's very efficient in shooting subsonic loads as well. I shot 100 rounds or so of 40-grain Norma subsonic. They are all phenomenally quiet. Not totally silent, but something that you can deal with even without earplugs. In fact, the sound of hitting steel is louder than the actual sound that the rifle produces. And hey, it is not using synthetic stock. It just appears like one, but it is actually wood. Of course, this is really beneficial to the overall performance of this rifle. It adds a nice balance and weight to the gun. And second, the finish of the wood is very tactile. I also have to include that the CZ456 LRP features a flat forend and almost vertical pistol grip with palm swells that help steady your aim. The CZ457 LRP is designed for long-distance accuracy, and by all means, it's something I would use for hunting or perimeter defense. It has an adjustable folding stock system that lets me carry it as discreetly as possible. Glock 44 with a suppressor. I just noticed that many people are opting to immediately swap the factory barrels of their Glock 44 and change it with a threaded one. Of course, the idea here is not to add a compensator to the gun, because there's no real need anyway, but instead, install a suppressor on it. I did try this setup finally. I bought a brand new Glock 44 and also bought a titanium suppressor for it because they are lighter and stronger than other aftermarket suppressors for Glocks. I brought the setup to the test and all I could say was, "What the heck is this? Why is it so silent?" Again, the steel targets ring louder than the gun itself. Even the clicking sound when racking its slide is louder than the actual firing sound of this pistol. Well, I was amazed, but to be fair, The Glock 44 is already a quiet and soft-shooting gun. Keep in mind that it is chambered in the .22 cartridge, so it makes sense why it is a good choice for a concealed carry gun. Most of its ergonomics are patterned Glock 19 anyway, especially the grip angle. It's an excellent practice gun before you transition to the Glock 19, if you are planning to do so. You would want a handgun like Glock 44 for SHTFs. I mean, there's no real point in carrying a long arm all the time, right? Sometimes it's much safer and more efficient to have a pistol you can conceal, especially if you are going to blend into a community or a crowd. The Glock 44 in particular is a personal choice given that it's extremely reliable. Even with little oil, it still shoots. Now, it's kind of difficult to conceal carry a pistol that has an attached suppressor on it, but of course that's a silly way of carrying a gun. So what you need to do is bring a suppressor alongside the Glock 44, and once there's a need to use it, then that's the time you roll it to the barrel. BNT SPR300 Pro. So you see, you got to check out the BNT SPR300 Pro if you want a gun that is really quiet. For starters, this one is a sniper rifle, and it is currently manufactured in Switzerland. But yeah, it's already available here in the US, so there's nothing to worry about. The BNT SPR300 Pro is the upgraded model of the original SPR300, and it's currently compatible with Stanag mags. It is chambered in 300 Blackout, which is known for its efficiency and subsonic speed. The package also includes a suppressor, which tells a lot that this firearm is meant for discreet shooting. From a distance of 200 yards, the gun is almost inaudible. If not, it's almost muffled quiet, like you could really say, "What the heck is that?" It's also an ideal choice for SHTF because, well, it allows low-profile transport. Basically, you can fold its stock toward the left-hand portion of its receiver. When fully extended, the BNT SPR300 Pro is close to 4 inches long and weighs about 8.5 pounds, which isn't that light, but certainly bearable. The suppressor that comes with the package is a little over a pound and is perfectly fitted to the rifle's cold hammer-forged barrel. You can also use aftermarket 5.824 threaded suppressors with this rifle. Again, with the use of subsonic ammo, the gun is really quiet. But that's not all. It also has a stellar accuracy. Pair with a tripod and heavy projectiles, and it can hit targets past 100 yards with sub-MOA groups. This just takes the cake. Thanks for watching. Times are tough, but I hope that with these videos, we will be able to plan, prepare, and act accordingly. Take care and be ready at all times. See you in my next videos.